Hey Libra, welcome to your weekly forecast for November 1st through the 7th. We're going to check in here and see what's coming up for Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising. We do have a new moon coming in, so we're going to see how this energy might be affecting Libra, and anything to look out for, anything to know about. If you happen to stumble upon this video outside of the dates I mentioned, don't you worry. You found it when you were meant to. Keep in mind, these are general readings. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. So without further ado, my darling, lovely Libras, let's see what's going on for Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising. One more shuffle here. Well, one more. All right, that feels good. That feels thoroughly shuffled there. So, first card coming up here is the King of Wands. So, if you have a fire sign placement, that area of your life might be requiring your focus or your attention right now, or be going through changes, developments. Traditionally speaking, the King of Wands can be a fire sign person. So that would be Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries. Now, if you're new to this channel, I like to focus on you in the weekly forecasts, right? I know the court cards can sometimes indicate other people, and some of you may be dealing with a fire sign person, but I like to focus on you and your journey, and I do love readings separately on my channel. So love readings are linked in the description. The weekly forecast is going to be about you and your journey and your path. So some of you may be stepping into King of Wands energy. King of Wands is a really driven person, a very independent person, very entrepreneurial kind of energy, and really good at creating opportunities when there are no opportunities to be found. Okay, so Libra, some of you maybe have felt like life has been on the back burner, or things have not been moving forward, or you haven't been able to find work or situations or projects that are fulfilling for you. So you may be stepping into the King of Wands energy, where you're creating opportunities. You're inventing the thing for yourself. You're creating the opportunity. You may be kind of feeling a desire to look into self-employment. You may be looking at things in terms of ways of collaborating with other people, or doing something outside of the box, right? Outside of the box. I feel your motivation here is also that you're wanting to be able to travel, or like you don't want to be tied to a specific place. Maybe not like travel, like be jet setting around the world, but you're not wanting to be tied down to any specific place, and you're wanting to be able to just pick up and go if you need to or if you want to. The King of Wands is also going to be the type of person who is going to be wanting like to help other people, or guide or mentor other people. Like he'll find the way out, and he's going to have a soft spot in his heart for helping other people, right? He may see somebody and say to himself, wow, you know, this person really reminds me of when I was young. I'm going to take them under my wing. I'm going to show them the ropes. So some of you might be mastering some kind of skill, or maybe even it's like some stage of healing. Maybe you've mastered something in your healing, and you're wanting to reach out to other people and show them the way. Some of you are wanting to be more involved with your community and helping you know, less fortunate ones or disadvantaged communities. Some of you are wanting to help them with independence, and maybe even creating jobs in your old community, or reaching out and helping people who are struggling. There's a very kind part of the King of Wands that we forget about, right? Like he's going to be the kind of person that's going to take time and show somebody else the way. So I feel some of you may be feeling a desire to step into some capacity of mentoring, okay? Or you're attracting this kind of person in your life who's taking you under their wing and mentoring you with your goals and the things that you're trying to make happen. The next card coming up here for you, Libra, is the Queen of Swords. And this can be air sign energy. So some of you could be dealing with an air sign person, and it can very well be you, Libra, as an air sign person, right? So Queen of Swords can definitely be Libra. It can be Gemini. It can be Aquarius. The Queen of Swords is going to be the mindset of boundaries. And the thing about the Queen of Swords is that she doesn't suffer foolishness. She doesn't have the time or the patience for it. So some of you are feeling very ambitious and very driven to go after these goals or to help and educate and teach other people. And the feeling that I'm getting with the Queen of Swords next to it is the aspect of time management. Some people don't know this, but one of the meanings of the Queen of Swords is time management. You're finding the things that are robbing you of your time, that are distracting you, and you're nipping it in the bud so that you're able to focus on what needs to be done so that you can accomplish your goals. A lot of the time she comes up where there's this energy of people like, you know, disrespecting you or taking advantage and you having to set boundaries. But in this instance, Libra, I feel like a lot of you have already done that. Right? Like, I don't feel you overly attached to somebody or dealing with a karmic person. I feel like you guys have already kicked that to the curb. And the feeling and the sense that I'm getting from the Queen of Swords for you guys in this reading is this is more about your time management. You find yourself falling down the YouTube rabbit hole. maybe that's how you ended up upon this reading, right? It's like 4 in the morning and you're watching this when you have to be up in an hour and you've got all kinds of things that needs to be done, right? And so sometimes it's like us finding ways to manage our time and to keep ourselves from being distracted by our environment or entertainment or procrastination. I feel, Libra, some of you have fallen into a cycle or a pattern of procrastination, but now you're coming out of it. There's a strong sense of self-discipline that I'm feeling you step into. The next card coming up here for Libra is the Seven of Swords. And the Seven of Swords is going to be being cautious where you step, being cautious how you proceed in a situation. You know, if you are somebody that you do have a job, Seven of Swords I see sometimes come up when you have coworkers that feel a little bit threatened by you, so they may be trying to sabotage you. And I've given this example in other readings. Like, say your coworker comes to you and says, "Oh, Libra, can you please take care of this for me? And be sure to do it this way and this way and that way." And you might be like, "Oh, that doesn't sound right." And you're like, "Are you sure?" They're like, yeah, that's how you're going to do it. And you're like, "Okay, well, they told me to do it that way, so I guess I'm supposed to do it that way." But they may have intentionally told you to do it wrong. So this is where you need to cover your sweet little behind, Libra, and make sure that you have things in writing. Send an email. "Hey, so-and-so, thanks for coming by my desk and showing me how to do that. So just to confirm, per our conversation, you gave me, you know, A, B, and C, and you want me to do D, E, and F. And so like you told me, I'm going to go ahead and do D, E, and F, and I'm going to get started on it right now. All right, you know, like, you know, just send the email." They might not respond to you. Then some time goes by, your supervisor comes in all upset, all angry. "Libra, why did you do A, B, and C in the D, E, F? This is not how we do it. This is not how it's supposed to be." And you're like, "Well, you know, so-and-so came by my desk and gave it to me, and they told me to do it that way. They told me to do D, E, F to A, B, and C." And that coworker comes in and says, "Oh, Libra, I don't know what you're talking about. You must have misunderstood me. I never said that. I didn't tell. That's not the way that we do it." "Oh, okay. Well, I sent you the email to follow up, and when you didn't respond to me, I just figured we were good to go. Here, let me print out the email for you." Right? So like, this is a way that you can cover your sweet little behind, my dear. You might have somebody who is playing dirty, right? But you don't have to be afraid. All you need to do is have good strategy. If you're not sure, pray about it, ask for guidance. Seven of Swords can also come up a lot of the times in my readings when, like right now, this is really powerful energy. This is very like come up kind of energy. And so Seven of Swords can sometimes come up for me in a reading when someone is noticing that you're making some big moves here. Even if you're not talking about it, even if you're not bragging about it, they notice that there's changes in you. They notice that you might be, posting things on social media that are a lot more optimistic, or you just seem to be changing, and they're like, oh, all right, I think Libra's headed in a really good direction. I think really good things are about to happen for Libra. Let me slide into their DMs. Let me get in good with them now, so that when the big success comes in, I can be like, oh, Libra, I'm not like all these fake people. I was here for you before this came in, so you know that I'm a real friend. Meanwhile, they're just being really sneaky. They just beat everybody else to the punch. They knew it was coming, and they got in at the right time. So be cautious and be aware, Libra, of anybody that you've known for a long time, or you guys have been social media friends for a long time. But then all of a sudden, they have this interest in you. All of a sudden, they want to be all super close to you. There's some selfish motivation there. Be cautious and be aware of that. The next card coming up here for you guys is the Four of Pentacles. Wow, talk about confirming energy. Now, the Four of Pentacles is a card that can come up when we need to protect our resources, sometimes even protecting our space. I feel some of you might be having somebody that's like wanting to come and stay with you, or they might be telling you to stay with them. But I feel physical space is very important for you right now, Libra, and it might not be the best idea to share space with somebody if it can be avoided, or maybe at least not with that particular person, because Four of Pentacles in this sense, following the Queen of Swords, following the Seven of Swords, makes me feel like there's a sense of like boundaries here, and somebody is being pushy, and somebody is not respecting your boundaries. So you may be having to remove yourself from that situation. I feel for some of you, there might be tensions building in a workplace where you maybe have talked about it with your employers or your supervisors, and you may have said like, things are happening here that are making me feel really uncomfortable, and they may be coming in and they may be moving you. And some of you are upset about that. You're like, that's not fair. How come I'm getting moved? I feel like I'm being punished. I didn't do anything wrong. But right now, Libra, I'm just going to say that in this situation, they're not going to go back. They're not going to change it. So you need to just continue to protect your space and boundaries, and you can focus your time outside of work on this self-employment, entrepreneur kind of energy, or, looking for another job. But for right now, there's lessons here for you in protecting your space and protecting your boundaries, especially specifically your physical boundaries, right? So I feel some of you might feel like there are people around you that they're standing too close. They're being too touchy-feely. They're being like the really close talker, right? And so there could be something here that you're clearing and you're processing in terms of learning to claim your space and take back your space. Four of Pentacles also is protecting your assets. So as money is coming in, success is coming in, you're not going to be advertising it. You're not going to be on social media saying, oh, I just got my first check. We see that, right, with the influencers, right? I got my first check. It's 6 figures. It's this, it's that, blah, blah, blah. You're not going to be out there bragging like that. You're being quiet. You're being cautious, okay? I feel that a lot of you are protecting your resources because you know what you want to do with it. And the Queen of Swords especially is giving me a sense, or like confirming that energy, where in the past you had money saved up and people found out, and then all of a sudden they magically needed the same exact amount of money you had saved up, right? And you felt bad and you wanted to help your friend or you wanted to help your family. And so you never got a chance to invest it into your idea or your dream or your plan. So this time around, you're being smart, you're being cautious, and you're not letting people know that this money is coming in or that you have this money, so that you're able to invest it in the things that you're dreaming about or the things you're feeling guided to do. You're protecting your space, your physical space, your body, and your resources, your assets, your finances, so that you can put them where they need to go, so that you have security and stability in the future. And then you can really help people, right? Because you have real security and real stability. You may want to check out your moon sign and rising sign videos. Some weeks those might resonate for you more than your sun sign. You may need a private reading, which I'm more than happy to do for you. If you go to calendly.com/amethystangelite, you can schedule a private reading with me there. Love readings for November are linked in the description. I want to say a thank you here to everybody who has sent donations through PayPal. Some of you have been asking for the link to do that. I am going to email you guys and say thank you if I haven't already. I'm a little behind on emails. Thankfully, I'm caught up on private readings. There's nobody with an overdue private reading right now. I just get really overwhelmed, guys. I don't know. I don't know if it's the energy. I don't know if it's just me being very sensitive to energy, but I get overwhelmed. And so I really appreciate your patience. I will email. I will get caught up on emails. I will respond. I will give thanks and say thanks. Thank you so much for watching, liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing. I'm wishing you all a wonderful week, my dears. Take care and be well.